Hi everyone. This is your announcement for Philosophy 101G. Today is October 22nd, and this is week 11 of our semester. Okay, so you have just submitted a few nights ago. You submitted and you've been discussing your presentations on your Darwin excerpts, and I'm really looking forward to grading these. It looks like the discussion went well, and hopefully you enjoyed doing that project. So that's what I will be doing this week, is going through and reading all of that and looking at your presentations and grading that project. This week we move on to Module 4. It's a new module and therefore a new question. And our question is, what is the nature of justice? So we're moving to a different topic. So for this topic of justice, I have created a way to sort of juxtapose and reflect on the idea of justice that is found in Plato. We're going back to Plato in his book The Republic, and I wanted to apply that to a situation that happened fairly recently in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. So we're going to look at Plato, and we're going to also look at this historical event, which was a strike of sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee in 1968. And during this strike, Dr. Martin Luther King became involved in the strike. And in fact, it would be in Memphis during this strike that Dr. King is assassinated and killed in April of 1968. So we're going to consider the idea of justice and what it is, and then apply it to this particular historical event. And so within the text of, and actually what you're going to do is you won't exactly be reading the actual text. What I have for you is a summary and analysis of the text, so make it a little bit less stressful for you in reading primary sources. But anyway, it's going to talk about two different views of justice. Okay, so within this dialogue, all right, it's a dialogue just like the Meno was. We have Plato, or not Plato, we have Socrates, and he's with this group of students, you know, who are following him around and learning from him. And there's this guy who shows up, whose name is Thrasymachus. And so Thrasymachus comes in, and he has a very different opinion of what justice is in comparison to what Socrates says justice is. So what we get are two different views of justice. And so what I've asked you to do is to apply those views to this historical event that happened in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, so for this week, there's kind of a lot of things you have to do, all right, to get through it all. But I have two video commentaries, okay, part 1 and part 2, and it's very important that you watch both of my commentaries, okay, because I go more into depth about the text than the summary that that you're going to read. Okay, so don't skip my videos. They're really important this week. Okay, and then of course you're going to read the summary and analysis of The Republic, Book 1. So this is taken from Book 1. And then you're also going to read a little, it's a link to a Martin Luther King website from Stanford University about nonviolent resistance. Okay, so you need to read that. And then there's a quiz, there's a little quiz about nonviolent resistance that you're to take. And then you're going to watch a film. All right, so the film is called At the River I Stand. It's a really good documentary about the sanitation workers strike, garbage collectors strike in Memphis, Tennessee. It will cost $2.99 to rent from Vimeo, Vimeo. I have heard there might be free versions on the internet. If you can find that, that's great. But please know this is a 58-minute long video. So if what you find is less than 58 minutes, you don't have the whole video. Okay, but it's really easy to rent this. So hopefully you'll be able to do that without any issues. And this has been on the syllabus since the beginning of the class. Okay, so then there's a discussion and there's also a journal. And I believe those are both due on Sunday, let's see, the 28th. Okay? All right. So, and the quiz is due earlier though. So make sure you check your due date. All right, so that's what's happening for this week. We're going to think about the idea of justice, and everyone has their own idea of what justice is. So come in close and think about these two particular ideas of what justice is. All right, so I hope you have a good week. I know this is a tough time of the semester, so let me give you a little pep talk. Okay, hang in there. All right. There's still a good amount of time left to go in the semester, and I know this starts to get hard for students because you've been at it a long time, and there's a long ways to go still. So hang in there, um, and stay engaged with the material. Okay, I think that's the best way to make to enjoy the semester is to just be engaged with the material, read it, think about it, and allow yourself the time and the space to complete the work in the class so that you can get something out of it. Okay? All right, well, I hope you have a good week, and I will talk to you again next week. Thank you. Bye.